You'll see a nice bright interior 12-volt RV refrigerator, TV directly across from a seating area, double over double bunks, and an outside kitchen with a griddle. Folks, this is the 2021 Puma XLE 27RBQC. And we'll start off right over here on the kitchen. So kind of like a lot of manufacturers, you'll see they went to like a nice bright wood, right? It's almost like like a cottage white that they used. And you'll see that they went with darker pulls as well. They're nice big pulls too, so they're easy to get your hand behind. I do like what they've done with the uppers here. You have glass up top and then a wood panel underneath. I think that is a very unique look that I haven't seen a lot of manufacturers do, and I think they executed it very well. You take a look inside, pretty good storage. You have the shelf already built in there. Naturally, LED lights underneath. You'll see the electrical outlet right there in the center, plus another one on the other side because you have these big countertops, and they're upgraded countertops too. The nice thick, the thermoform, so that's heat pressed on here. You don't have to worry about T-mold or anything coming off in the corners. Much less chance for any kind of water getting in there. And because of that, it also allows them to undermount the sink, as you can see, which not only gives a better look, but also allows your sink top cover, or in this case, the drying rack, to be a little more flush. And it's a lot better for cleanup, so you can just sweep everything right there into the sink. High-rise two-tone faucet, so kind of again a little bit more residential look there. And as I mentioned, not one but two electrical outlets and plenty of space right there for a coffee maker. Window, of course, to backsplash behind the cooktop. This one does have the gray stone cooktop, and this folds up and back just like that. Opens up the 3 burners. Front burner is high output. The knobs do light up if you like that look. And underneath is an oven if you want to do some baking. And then if we take a look underneath the sink, I'll open this up for you. You'll see that, that you do have a shelf built in, so a little bit of storage on both of those. Nothing too crazy there. Couple drawers. This I do like. You have built-in dividers. You know exactly where your flatware is going. Makes it nice and easy. Then you have another one right down below for, towels, hot pads. If you have some bigger utensils, good place for those to go. And then as we flip around, we'll take a look right there and see that you do have large storage there too. Right up on the wall is your main control panel with your water pump, your water heater, slide-out controls, tank monitoring panel. All of that is located there. On the ceiling, you have the AC right here. This is ducted. It has quick dump, so you can, close that off if you want to duct it through, open it up, and it dumps all the cool air right here and does a good job of cooling off the space. One of the other things I really like is that you have 2 rows of LED lights running all the way down, helping to really brighten up this interior. And with this, kind of almost like a cottage white they've used, it really does feel nice and bright and open, in part because of the color, and then of course due to the super slide, which we'll get to in just a moment. First, I want to talk about the rest of the kitchen and the entertainment center, and you will see the 12-volt compressor-driven Everchill fridge. I do see a lot more manufacturers going to this, and it's 2-part. One, the main reason a lot of manufacturers went to it is because they had troubles getting your regular gas and propane fridge, so they went to this. But what they found is a lot of people were very happy with them, and so manufacturers continued to put them in. That may not be the case for Puma, but I'm just saying in the industry as a whole, that is what we're currently seeing. But I am glad that it happens because I really do like these refrigerators. If you have, because they're such low power draw, if you have solar and 2 batteries, you can basically run this almost indefinitely, assuming that you have enough solar coming in. But it really is a wonderful system, and it does allow you the ability to boondock still. And because it's compressor driven, it cools off a lot quicker. You don't have to worry about it, cooling off overnight or anything like that. Taking a look down there, that's actually really good storage. A lot of times, you don't see that. Manufacturers, don't give you that additional storage. They might put something up top here, but it's not super useful. I'm really glad they put that down there because it is so big. And even if you wanted to put like some pots and pans down there, realistically, you could. And then we move into the entertainment center. And there's a couple things I think they nailed here too. You have the colors. I think they nailed the colors in the kitchen. I love the 12-volt fridge. And then this again is a big success for me, and for a couple reasons. One, you have the swing arm mount, right? Comes with it, allows you to swing around if the kids want to watch TV, if you want to watch TV in the U dinette or there on the sofa, you can do that. And also this comes off, so you can take this whole thing off, take your TV off, drop it on the mount outside. We'll see that when we go out there. That way you don't have to have a second TV out there unless you want to. This makes it a lot easier to travel around with. It is pre-wired for Wi-Fi, as are a lot of RVs today. So, you know, with most RVs, you can be nice and connected. But this is another thing I like. They actually use an HDMI input. So many RV manufacturers are still using the old the RVA cables or whatever they are, like the red, white, and yellow. They've gone to an actual HDMI, which I enjoy. And then, of course, that is tied into this multimedia center right here. You can see the USB port and then the HDMI input right there. Also, you'll see your TV connections, and then, of course, the plug-in for the TV. And then we open this up again. This is another thing. I think they just did a home run here. So what you have is you have storage. This makes excellent pantry storage right here. Then over to the side, you have a hanging rod. So you have a place to hang clothes. That's something that a lot of times is just missing in a rear corner bunk unit. You know, there's just no place to put them. So I love when they give you a dedicated spot for clothes. And then once again, look at all that storage underneath. You know, not that you can fit a laundry basket or anything in there, but if you had like a duffel bag, you could fill a duffel bag full of dirty clothes, toss it right in there, maybe clean clothes, but that is huge space underneath. Then right in the back are your double bunks, 300-pound weight capacity. I will hop in here to show you size. Folks, I am 6 foot tall. Here, you know what, I'll scoop my head all the way up, maybe easier to see at my feet. Look at that, I have room to spare at the base of the bed. You know, so even if you're 6'1", you can completely lay out right here at 300-pound weight capacity. If you want to throw 2 kids in there, you can. You know, I don't feel like I'm going to break it or anything, which is nice. LED lights. You also have USB port both in the top and bottom, so that way kids aren't fighting over, you know, which bunk they're able to power their tablets with or anything like that. Now, one thing I don't super care for, and I understand why they did it, right? Because you saw all that huge storage underneath the entertainment center in the kitchen. But like anything else, you have to sacrifice something. And what is that? You sacrifice the inside storage underneath the bunk. You can see that this is, you know, screwed down here because you have your fuse box there instead of over to the side. So, you know, I guess you let me know, you know, do you prefer having the storage here? I guess I kind of like having the big storage underneath the fridge in the entertainment center because it's, in all honesty, a little bit easier to access than right here. You don't have to worry about cross beam supports or anything like that. So I don't necessarily dislike it. I guess just let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. And then when we step into the bathroom, foot flush lever toilet. You can see right here, I actually have pretty good leg space. My toes are touching, but you know, I don't feel like I'm cramped at all. Same thing with my shoulders, plenty of space there. It is a plastic bowl. Again, you know, if you've seen my videos, you know that I personally like porcelain, so I'd probably swap that out. But, you know, it is good space right here. You'll also see your toilet paper holder. I do like that it's installed. It's a dedicated spot. You don't have to worry about where you're going to put it, and it's very easy to reach. You know, it's not like you're doing one of these where it's like way behind you over here or, you know, some awkward place. It's just very easy to get to. Of course, you have your sink countertop extension there as well, which is kind of nice. You know, if you need to, again, just put some extra things on there, like you need to set down a curling iron, something like that. You'll see your electrical outlet, mirrored medicine cabinet there in the corner. And then this right here is something I actually really like. This is a motion sensor light. And what's cool about that is that if you turn the lights off, you know, and you walk in, it lights up just enough that if you have to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, you can see, and it's not blinding to turn on, you know, the lights and have all the LED lights up top, you know, just instantly blind you. So I think that's actually, although it's something very small, I really like that they did it. I think they did a good job there. Tub shower, which I do like having a tub when you have a bunk model, so if the kids want to take a bath, you have the capability to do that. As far as height, folks, no issues whatsoever. I'm 6 foot tall. You see I have some space above my head there, and then with this skylight I have even more. You know, I can probably be 6'2", not have to duck down. Of course, hand wand makes showering up just a little bit easier. Then as we make our way out of the bathroom, move over into, well, in a second, the super slide, but thermostat real quick just is right there in case you're wondering. It does control your ducted AC as well as the ducted heat, and you have the heat ducts right here in the floor. like anything else, folks, there's always advantages and disadvantages to everything, right? Especially when it comes to RVs. The advantage of having heat ducts in the floor is that you get to place them where you want, right? You can be a little more meticulous about your spacing, making sure that you are heating the coach as evenly as possible. The disadvantage of having vents in your floor is that dirt and stuff will tend to get in there, right? It's just a little bit harder to keep them clean. You know, if you have vents in your furniture or in your cabinets, it's not getting necessarily dirty as often, but then you have to place it where you have space in the cabinets. You have to run all your tubing through there. So, you know, I do like having it in the floor. I know some people don't, but I do like the ability. For me, I guess, you know, the main purpose of the furnace is to heat the coach, and I'd rather have it heat as evenly as possible. In this super slide here, they did go with storage up top. This is something that I've kind of seen a lot of manufacturers go away from, and I've had very mixed reviews. Some people like having the storage up top. Some people prefer larger windows. Let me know what you guys like in the comments section. Would you rather have storage? Would you rather have larger windows? It's one of those things I can take back to the manufacturers and I say, hey, you know, this is what people want. And if it's split, then great. You know, that's why both options are out there. You will see the glass inlay when I open that up. You know, pretty good storage all the way along the top there. Of course, LED lights here. USB ports by the sofa. So if you need to charge your electronics, you can. When I take a seat, flip that guy down. So it kind of creates like a pseudo theater seating here. You have some cup holders, an armrest. You know, I'd probably get a throw pillow. So I have something over here because this isn't a good feeling. But, you know, you get a throw pillow there, you're absolutely fine. And again, the TV is straight across. It is a good viewing angle, exactly where I want it to be. And then next to that is the U-shaped dinette. Now, I have these sitting on a little bit of an angle. Normally, of course, they will go flat here, but as you will see, because the Velcro is not installed, because this is a brand new unit, and they want you to put the Velcro where you want it, you know, if it's sitting up there without the Velcro, it just tips over. But it is a good size U-shaped dinette. You can easily sit 4 people here. As you can see, you'll have 2 along the back, 1 on each side. Places for everyone. Of course, the big thing about a U-dinette is that this does drop down into a pretty good size bed. You can sleep 2 adults here. The jackknife does fold out, but you know, it's not near the bed that your U-shaped dinette will make. One thing I did forget to mention on the jackknife, I'm sorry, Sam, if you want to come right back here. So this does have drop-down storage right there. I mean, you know, you can, of course, jackknife this up to get in there, but this just makes it a little bit easier, right? So you can drop that down, access the storage right there pretty simply and easily. And then, as I mentioned, this does drop down into a bed. There is also an electrical outlet down here, so if you need to plug anything in, you can do that. And then they do something a little bit different. A lot of manufacturers don't do, and that's that they have magnets right here. Now, this table is actually on backwards. Yeah, the magnets are over here, so the table should be flipped around. But yeah, so when this goes down, it magnetically adheres, I guess would be the correct word. I don't know. The magnets stick together. My brain's not working. Anyway, it's magnetic, so that way it doesn't move around. So as you're lying there, you don't have to worry about your table or anything sliding out. You don't have to worry about the bed coming out from underneath you. It's kind of a cute little sign that it comes with. You know, it's one of those things where if you don't like it, you know, you can just remove it, take it down, put whatever you want up there. But I always like when manufacturers put in a little piece of artwork. You know, I just think it adds a little bit of something to the camper. Then when you come in the bedroom here, queen bed in the center, nightstands on both sides with electrical outlets. The one side has dual USB ports, mirrored wardrobe on both sides, you know, pretty standard stuff here, shelf across the top. Right up front, I do like this, kind of that shiplap looking wallpaper they use. It does look very nice. And then, you know, kind of following that residential trend. And then underneath, you will see additional storage there too. The last thing I do want to talk about is right here. If you want TV, there is a backer. And one thing I do like about this is they put it in a decent location. A lot of manufacturers are, you know, putting it way up here where you can't really hang a TV very easily. You'll see they put the backer in a very sensible location. The connections for it are up top. Now that we've seen the insides, take a look at some of the outside features on the 2021 Puma XLE 27RBQC. It's a mouthful to say. Right up front here, you will see the power tongue jack. I do like having a power tongue jack on the RV just because it makes it a lot easier to hook up and disconnect from the tow vehicle. This is one of those features that if you do get an RV and it doesn't have a power tongue jack, I highly recommend putting one on. I think they'll run you somewhere from like 300 to 500 bucks, but it is 100% worth it just from the ease of use that you get with it. And when it comes with it straight from the RV manufacturer, it's even better. That does have a light up front for some added visibility at night. And then you'll also see a manual override right here. So in the rare event it fails, you're not stuck out at your campsite. Right behind that, this is one of the things that I know some manufacturers do, and I know they do it with good intentions, right? I personally find it kind of deceiving, but what they do is they give you a 30-pound tank cover, right, for two 30-pound tanks. That way, if you want to upgrade to 30-pound tanks, you already have the cover for it. So it's not a bad thing, right? Like it is a good thing the manufacturers put it on here. The thing I don't like about it is if I'm on the lot and I'm walking through, I think it has 30-pound tanks. I open it up and take a look inside, and you'll see it actually has two 20s. So again, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing the manufacturer gives it to you. One of those things that I just find almost a little tricky, I guess. Right behind that, you have rails for your battery. You can see where those go. Also, diamond plating coming right up the front, and then this smooth aluminum front here. And I do like this a lot. One, from the standpoint it looks a lot nicer, and two, it's a lot easier to clean. So, you know, when you're traveling down the road and above your tow vehicle, you have bugs smashed all over the front of it, it's easier to clean off. And that's always a good thing, because the less time you're outside cleaning, the more time you get to kick back and relax. Right here on the side is solar prep. So if you want solar, simply take the portal panel, plug it in right there, and it will trickle charge your battery. If you take a look inside, it's a good size pass-through, smaller door on the other side, but nice big pass-through right here. You know, I do like the fact it's a decent sized door. I guess the only thing that I don't care for, a fail in my book, is the fact it doesn't have an LED light in there or some kind of light. You know, for me, I like to be able to access things both during the day and at night, because I do sometimes need to come out here and grab something, and I don't want to have a flashlight constantly in there, because I generally need both hands to be able to move stuff around. But you guys let me know what you think. You know, do you care if it has a light or not? Because it does cost money to put it in there, and if you can save some money and not have a light, maybe that's a good thing. Let me know in the comments section. If you take a look right down below, you will see power stabilizer jacks. You have one control right up front for the front jacks, another control in the back for the two rear jacks. Entry right here, you will see the More Ride step above steps, aluminum treads so they don't rust. You also have grip tape on there, so if it's a little wet, gives you a little extra traction. And of course the feet are adjustable, so that way you can adjust it to the campsite. Grab handles right up here. This is one of those where, you know, if you want a little more control, it might not be a bad idea to add a foldable grab handle just to give you that added control when entering or exiting that RV. Then you'll also see the power awning with an LED light strip. Now, this obviously is very easy to use, kind of like the power tongue jack and the power stabilizer jacks. The power awning, you just flip a button, comes right out, goes right back in. You'll see the LED light strip on there too. So if you don't want to hang up lights, you don't have to, because, you know, it is a little bit higher up there, and if you don't bring a ladder with you, it might be tough. You'll see two outside speakers. Those are connected to that multimedia center inside, but those are, as I said, that unit is Bluetooth capable, so you can sit out here and listen to music. You'll see right there your fresh water inlet. So if you are going somewhere you don't have city water and you obviously want fresh water, that is where you'll fill the fresh tank. Easy lube axles, you can see those right down below. And the TV mount, this is what I was talking about. So you can take that arm with the TV, pop it in right there. You have your cable outlet there as well as electrical outlet, and boom, you are good to go. You're under the awning and watching TV. One of my favorite parts, folks, as I mentioned, is right back here, and that is this outside kitchen. So, refrigerator for all your beverages and condiments, and then you have this, which I really like this. The reason being, you have your sink right here, some storage right underneath, and you get a griddle. Now this one does need to be wiped down a little bit, but I really do like having a griddle outside. You know, I know a lot of outside kitchens come with 2-burner cooktops, and I've said it before in a lot of my videos, I just don't do a lot of, you know, stovetop cooking outside. A griddle I would absolutely use. A grill I will absolutely use. And you can plug in whatever you want, because, you know, the propane quick connect is right down here. And if you notice, you have not one but two there. So, you know, if you want to use a griddle and plug in a grill, by all means, go for it. Right in the back there, square tubular bumper gives you a spot to put your sewer hose, and then spare tires mounted to that, because that does make it very easy to access. 30-amp power cords right back there. Just pull it out, plug it in, good to go. Cable and satellite inlets are here. If you look up top, that is backup camera prep. Having the prep there does make it a lot easier to install a backup camera. So if you want one, which it's a pretty good size RV, you might, it does make it a little bit less expensive for you to have it installed because, again, the prep's already there. Right down below are your terminations. You can see your black and gray tank valves both there. And then coming up top, right here is your city water inlet. Right underneath that is your outside shower with both hot and cold water access. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2021 Puma XLE 27RBQC. If you're interested in this bunk model and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Also in the comment section, let me know what you think they nailed, what they failed, or if you were designing this RV, what you would change. Thanks again for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.